Welcome, my dear friends, to another episode of 50 Shelves of Grey Matter, a channel dedicated to book lovers. So, here is another shelf of books that I'm going to show you today. This is the first book, which is Bertrand Russell's Skeptical Essays. It's a classic of all time, written in 1928, but the uh, ideas of the book are still relevant. I've read this book cover to cover. I don't know how many times. I'll show you. It's heavily underlined and annotated. So this is a book that is wonderful. It has all ideas like freedom in society. Uh, that's why I tell you it's free thought and official propaganda. All the harm that good men do. These are the names of the chapter. So a great book, which is an all-time classic for me. Let's take you to the second book. This is a philosophical work of 18th century of George Berkeley. Is a well-known philosopher from England, empiricist school, whose ideas about the unreality of the material world are very famous. Look what is written here. I'll read out to you. Berkeley's philosophy was a vigorous reaction against the dominant materialist interpretation of 17th century physics. I mean, to be more precise, it was against Newton that he wrote a lot of polemical works. So this is the second book. Here is another book. This is called "The Past Is Myself." It's a memoir of Second World War. It's written by a woman named Christabel Beilenberg, who married a German during the Nazi time, but his husband was very anti-Hitler, so he took part in the resistance movements. The famous 20th July plot is also mentioned here. A chapter is there about 20th July plot. Then it's returned to Rohrbach. That's where she spent in most of the last years of the war. Her husband was also arrested, but he escaped being executed due to her efforts. So the book is a great memoir of the horrors of Hitler and the World War II. Then this is Robert Louis Stevenson, the famous author, Victorian author. It's a travelogue of 19th century Belgium and France, where Robert Louis Stevenson went on a boat journey in one case, and on a land journey with a donkey, which is called The Travels with a Donkey. It's also a humorous read, very good book. Three books in one, actually. And the last work that I'm going to discuss today, show you, is Slavoj Žižek's book Interrogating the Real. Look at the cover. It shows a girl with a pistol. Uh, kind of it exemplifies what Zizek is all about. Zizek is a wonderful writer who is able to um, bring together uh, cinema, uh, politics, and high philosophy, Hegelian philosophy, Lacanian philosophy, and he's able to show how even the most uh, trifling things can be understood better with great ideas from the past, whether it is Hegel or Lacan. It's heavily underlined. I've read the book. It's in all the pages there are brilliant revolutionary ideas. Revolution in the sense that they're quite radical ideas. So it's a great book, and uh, it's a difficult read, but it's a good book. And so this is the last book of this show. So these are the five books which go to my first shelf, and so that's the end of this show. In the next show, I'll cover another five books,